marrying a girl named
Yes.
Pallavi.
Of course.
Of course. And then it was such a pleasant surprise. You suddenly said, "Yeah, I want to join." I said, "Yes."
Of course.
That was the.
We've been waiting for it for a long time to be able to join your wedding in
That was
India.
like a friendship for so long.
Yes.
And it was also surprising for me that I spoke to you first, and then to Sasha, and he was also. So we will book our tickets. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Great. And that's a picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah, still remember that.
Yeah.
It was unforgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty nice gifts of those two books, Untouchables and the bicycle trip of an Indian guy to Sweden to meet the love of his life. How was it like for you, like to imagine going to a country like India?
Well, it was hard to imagine because we have never been to India before, so we knew that it was going to be something completely different from what we got used to. But of course, we knew very little of what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a lot of stereotypes, of
Yeah.
course, about India. So we thought that the wedding is going to be really big, a lot of people and a lot of colors, and that the food is going to be very spicy, and that there are some concerns about what you can eat and what not. Somehow we also thought that there will be elephants.
Oh yeah, okay. That's one of the things I hear. That,
Yes, I don't
in
know
Europe?
why. And that is the only thing which didn't happen.
Yeah, so all the other stereotypes were more or less true.
Yes,
Okay.
and the cows on the street. Also,
yeah,
there is a big stereotype that there are a lot of cows on the street, and
Which you might have seen it.
yes, we have seen.
It looks like you had to first apply for an e-visa, right?
Yes.
And how did it go? Like, was it easy?
Yeah. We knew that it's not difficult for Russian citizens to get a visa to India, so I think we didn't really need to do much. So we needed to make a picture, apply,
Fill out the form.
fill out the form online, and it was maybe a week before the trip.
Yeah, something like that.
Quite short time
I see,
before the
I
trip,
see.
and then you got it in a few days,
I see.
and it's electronic, I think, right? We didn't need to print it.
No, well, we didn't print anything, so
Yeah.
then we arrived and then we got steps
was quite
in the
expensive
passport.
change, okay.
Yeah, it was
when we
quite
come to
easy.
the airport.
It was very easy.
And then you booked a flight. I think it was a
Yes.
direct flight from Amsterdam to.
Yeah, I think one way we had a direct flight. On the way back, we had a flight via
Dubai.
Dubai. Yeah, but with one remark that it was a flight to Delhi because the wedding was in Muzaffarpur,
Yes.
so we had to then move from Delhi to.
Patna,
Yes. No, perfect. You remember the place, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
first
nearest
Delhi,
airport to my.
then
okay.
Patna, and then car ride to Muzaffarpur.
Perfect. So you remember all the
Yeah.
places. That shows how much mentally present you were there.
Yes.
And now the fast forward that you were in Delhi, and I guess the airport is still European. At least that's all.
Yeah, it looks quite European.
Like,
It started to feel very Indian when we were in Patna,
yeah.
in the airport,
Yeah.
and I went to bathroom, and there was a lady who stopped me and said, "You're not from here, right?" I said, "No." "What are you doing here?"
Okay.
She asked me, and I said, "I'm coming for wedding."
I see,
And
I see.
that was the first time when we realized, I think, that in the airport we are the only foreigners in
Yeah.
Patna.
And in general, during the week, the whole weekend Bihar, they were the only two Europeans that we saw.
Okay.
I think
It
so, yeah.
Could be. I mean, if you maybe from Patna, if you go to places like Buddha's place and all,
Yeah.
you might see more foreigners. But going to Muzaffarpur, yeah, maybe you were the only two for that
Yeah.
while period.
I think
Yeah,
so.
actually, when we went to Buddha's place, there were some groups, I think, from other Buddhist countries,
Okay.
like Thailand.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some tourists,
Okay.
but otherwise,
Yeah.
it was.
And the weather at that time, I remember in January, at least for Indians, it's a bit cold.
It was
Pause.
very
Pause.
warm for us.
For us, it was not.
Pause,
because-
pause. You go continue.
Yeah, because for me, it's, if I sit like this, it's easier for me to talk to both of them. That
Yeah,
instead of just
no, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So, but how was our the major concern I hear when I'm in Europe that health-wise it's quite a different system in India and a European. Like the outlook is different. So how did you prepare for that in terms of food and the health?
We went to make a vaccination, which we only found out a week before, I think, a trip that, it's a good idea to do some vaccination. So we came to the KLM travel service, so they have a clinic in airport where you can even do the vaccine right before the flight.
Okay.
They say it's better a few months before, but even right before the flight is better than nothing. So we did few vaccines, I think, a week before.
Maybe for malaria and tetanus, these kind of things. Or?
I don't remember which ones it.
Okay.
Especially the English names I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there is a list available online. What
Yeah,
you need.
and usually in places they more or less know what you need.
Okay.
Because it might also differ per region.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also asked where in India are we going.
Yeah.
So we were not the best prepared, but we didn't have actually any problems. We were very worried because we hear a lot that people have bad stomach in India, and we were not very careful. So we ate everything which you guys ate. We didn't really bother too much. Only we tried to drink bottled water everywhere. Okay. But we even had this tea from the street, which is being sold on the side of the road, which I know Videshi says that he would not drink it, but we did.
Yeah, but we really wanted some authentic experience.
Yes.
Some real authentic.
And we had zero problems, like
which
zero.
Is, really commendable.
I think less than in the Netherlands.
I know it might be a little bit individual, so.
Yeah, it's probably also that in Russia the hygiene is not that great, and we were raised in that anti-hygiene
you have
environment.
moved places, you might have traveled a lot. So
but I also do think that it's the childhood in the Russian countryside, which makes you immune to the stomach.
To tackle anything in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, I still remember it was my first day of the weddings events, and I was in the middle of the ceremony when I got to know you were on the way to Muzaffarpur for Patna in the car. For my dear friend Anay, who helped here, thanks to him.
Yeah, Anay saved our lives. It was always with us.
Yeah, it was also like a bit. We could have sent a driver, but then the language could have been an issue, and also the trust part.
Anay was great.
Anay was great.
But of course, the ride from Patna to Muzaffarpur was very scary because of all the traffic and what's happening. It's a very different way how people drive in India. It looks like the main rule is who beeps louder, that one gets a priority. So it was beeping from everywhere, people just complete chaos. I don't know how Anay manages to drive, so it was a bit scary.
Okay. Also for a driver like Sasha, who's a...
for me it was a little bit unconventional. So I understood that people just have a different idea what they should do, but at least since expectations of most people match, then it usually works.
Okay.
But it was quite amusing and entertaining, I would say.
I see.
That's the other word for scary like hell.
I see.
Yeah, it was. Also, we passed some, I think, maybe not very rural, but some interesting places. And what I find super interesting for me is that the places can be very poor and maybe not very well maintained and everything, but the clothing of women there is so good. Like all the patterns on the saris which they have, they are so fine, and the color match is so great. And I just kept thinking that in Europe you would pay tons of money for the clothes like that, and in India everyone has it, even if you are very poor, and it's so beautiful. Just the color combinations and the patterns on all the saris were so beautiful.
That reminds me, how did they prepare for all the different events? You might have seen them. I tried to explain a bit about the color codes, but of course I'm not the best person for that. So how did they prepare for the clothing and everything?
Well, we had again assistance from your friends, from Anay, and I think
and
we
from
also
my friend. I have a friend who has an Indian boyfriend, so she gave me the phone number of some place where I can buy lehenga for the wedding. So we called them, I think, online, and we together looked at different ones, and then it got delivered to your place, right? Yeah, so we ordered.
I remember the first time you asked, like, how can a home address be this long?
Yeah.
I give you the very detailed one that it doesn't get misplaced.
Yeah. So we had the lehenga, and I had some yellow clothes for this yellow day with kurkuma.
Yeah, indeed. With the turmeric one.
Yeah, with the turmeric one. And what did you have? You didn't have anything, right?
Yeah, I only had kurta, but I bought it in Muzaffarpur, just in a big shop.
Oh yeah,
and on the formal occasion I had just a normal suit. And I also had turban.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, indeed.
You'll see on the photo.
I had the lehenga, and then I got a sari in Muzaffarpur, I think, somewhere, which was also very interesting because we went to the shop where I was standing in the middle of the shop, and someone was wrapping the sari around me because, of course, I have no idea how to do it. So I got that sari.
And then
And then
everyone
the dress.
was it helpful? The shop people?
Yeah, of course, because I don't know what to do and how to put
Were
the
they
sari.
able to understand with you the English part?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we spoke English. So I got the sari there and the dress.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got another sari as a gift.
Okay.
So now I have a lot of saris. So
More
I'm looking forward for some more Indian friends at weddings or events where I can
events,
wear
yeah.
them.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
Right.
even this scarf
Oh.
was a gift.
Nice.
Yeah. India.
Yeah, I think on the first day, because you already arrived by end of the few events, the first
Yeah.
two events, Tilak and Faldan, that's the two called. So I remember you just had food and then you were already tired, so you went retired to the hotel.
Mhm.
Then you came by for the evening part, where the ring ceremony happened. right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it also something new for you? Because it's quite different. right?
Everything
Well,
was new.
yeah, at that point, of course, everything was.
But that was quite I would say, the closest you can think in terms of European
Yeah,
dress
maybe.
code. That event.
Yeah, that was might a bit late, but
Yeah.
Okay. What was your top three best moments of the weddings?
best
Oh,
moments,
The memorable ones.
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most memorable was that everyone was so friendly and welcome and everyone cared about us so much that we always felt like we are with family, with
I
our
see.
own
I
family,
see.
which was
I see.
amazing just through the whole event.
Okay.
Yeah, another one. Well, we can't get away without mentioning Pallavi's appearance. Because it
Yeah.
was really something. In
Yes.
that dress, in that entourage, it was really something
Yeah, on
from
the
another
main
world.
wedding day, it
Yeah.
was really amazing.
Uh-huh.
And I think also what was really cool, the ceremony which you had in the night. So the night ceremony during the wedding,
Okay.
the last
oh, yeah.
day.
Oh yeah, indeed. The main
Well,
wedding.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it was also very weird because it looks like all the guests already left.
Yeah.
But that's when the most interesting part starts.
Yeah.
So it was a bit strange, like why did everyone leave? And now is the most
The
interesting.
most sacred part as per the Hindu culture is kind of
Yes,
that, yeah.
and it was also just so amazing to see it, all the rituals which were happening. Of course, we couldn't understand anything, but thanks to your uncle, who was translating and explaining to us everything what was going on, we could
I see.
understand
I see.
what is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was super interesting.
Okay.
And the moment when the cow shit was thrown on your shoulders is also something very memorable.
I see.
I think the ritual was that all married ladies were standing next to you, and then they would put some things on your shoulder and then throw pieces of the cow shit behind your shoulder.
Okay.
You don't remember?
No, actually not. Maybe because I had my focus was somewhere else.
Yeah, but you were standing there. I have a video. I have a proof that was happening.
Yeah, it was also because these rituals I also learned are quite specific to a city sometimes. It's not like it's also universal across India or a state. So, yeah.
Because I do remember that I couldn't understand and I asked something, so what is that they throw it?
Yeah.
And then someone said, oh, it's a cow shit. It was very holy. So that's why it's being
Yeah.
thrown.
Hopefully it's purified.
Yeah, but I think the idea was in that ritual that the different villages exchange like the
grains and
grains
yeah,
and
yeah.
and everything and fertilizer as well,
So,
apparently.
It's a collaboration of two families
Yes.
in the villages. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So you manage the food, you manage the dressing, you manage the people.
Yes.
What were the points, let's say, you thought could have been better, we could have helped you better? Or...
No, you couldn't have helped us better. It was all on that side was amazing.
Yeah, you had this perfect idea to delegate all the helping to Anai.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was
and
super
not to forget
helpful.
my sister, cousin sister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
of
course.
course. Yeah, yeah.
indeed.
All your family, they were
Yes,
always there for
everyone
us.
was super
Yes.
helpful.
It was
Yeah.
amazing.
One thing that was a bit challenging was time difference because I think
Yeah, I didn't have difference. Was there
I see.
even a time difference? I didn't notice
Yeah,
there was
well,
a time difference.
4.5 hours from here.
and yeah, I think it was especially challenging on the way back also because we stayed for the whole night.
Oh yeah,
Don't
I see.
remember anything like that.
Okay, like if someone, like let's say you now, not you, but you, Diana and Sasha have to go again, what would have you prepared differently this time?
Oh, there is one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's useful for anyone else, but my dress for the main part of the wedding was too long. And when you need to go on the street, right, from your
Dancing.
place to dancing from the wedding location, it was just so difficult. All the dirt was on my dress. So if you are ever going to the wedding, please make sure that your dress is just few centimeters above the ground, so that you don't collect all the dirt.
Yeah, because it was the dancing part. And
Yeah, they
couldn't
couldn't
dance.
dance because it was too long.
And how did it happen? Like, was it wrong from your side, or you didn't understand the concept?
I think because we called with a place, right? I ordered it from Amsterdam, and I think the measurement was just
the conversion in the significant
misaligned. Yes,
a couple of centimeters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Also, because maybe if you'd have tried it before, then we could have also always got it sorted out in the local shops.
Yeah. If I knew before, I would just make sure that you're very comfortable for the dancing part.
Yeah, but that's again would have been new for you, that how this part is done.
Yes.
That's the one part where actually I was not doing anything.
You were sitting in the...
and no one was besides me. Like everyone is somewhere far away and dancing and Okay.
What else would we do differently? Would we do differently anything? Probably I would take more time, because we came to the wedding and then we immediately left. So we didn't see anything besides the wedding. We didn't see Delhi or
Taj Mahal. Okay.
Now we want to go to properly explore.
Okay, well at least you have a kickstart now. At least you know how to navigate in places. Did you have to do any taxi and other thing in Delhi?
Well, that taxi I think was easy.
From hotel, it was Uber, I think.
Yeah, so we did just Uber. In Bihar, we didn't have to because we were always accompanied by someone.
Yeah.
And how about your phones? How did it work with the SIMs?
With the SIMs, I think I use mainly Wi-Fi and.
I use my work phone.
Okay, that's it.
I think in general
roaming.
There will be roaming. For using phones.
Yeah. I don't think we had Wi-Fi in many places.
No, I don't think in maybe in the hotel. Maybe not at the houses. We are not used to having. Because our SIM cards are so cheap in India. So you don't have to. But of course, you can only for information for other people that you can. It's easiest to buy it at the airport if you're having a foreign passport. Because once the moment you leave the airport, it's not easy to buy the SIM card being a foreigner. Yeah. So I think I would have actually wanted to invite more people from here. Again, it was all so much. Because I didn't want to take a lot on myself, and then I had to invite take the closest one, the one who can, and then slowly go further. Two of the friends could not make it. Yeah. So, but again, it was everyone enjoyed your company as well, especially your dance and that mehndi event. There was a demand from our side that can they do their own couple dance?
Yeah, we tried our best.
Nice. It was really nice.
But our experience was really amazing. I would recommend everyone to go to India, especially if you live in Europe somewhere, because it's such a different culture. It really shows you how narrow-minded you are if you just live in Europe and you watch European movies and you live in this bubble, and then you go to another place and it's entirely different. No one is wearing the clothes like that. No one has system of values is completely different. The lifestyle is completely different. And there are so many of these people, you immediately understand that what you think how the world looks like, that's not how it looks like. It's very different.
It's only a part of the world.
It's only part of the world, and definitely not the whole world like that.
Yeah, that's also something I guess for Indian people also, that the world is so different and diverse.
I mentioned. We also saw that people were pretty surprised to see us. And so we were kind of secondary stars.
That I could have imagined. I didn't guess it any different. You also went to these places and near our home.
The place with
Buddha stoop, the Buddha statue.
It was also very cool. Also very interesting how different that culture is, because everywhere the idea was to just sit and watch, which is I think also very different from Western culture, where it's always very active. You need to do something to get something, and there it's always you just sit and watch. And then if you sit and watch long enough, some enlightening comes to you.
I think it's the part which nowadays being portrayed as a meditation. So you actually try to absorb the energy around you. I mean, I'm also not an expert, but what I can read around.
But it was seriously so cool, and I think even at that moment I didn't realize how cool it was. So it was just still very different.
Okay.
But now when I think back, it is so amazing.
That was for me the highlight. You both were crying after my wedding, and then
Yeah.
I came back and I see them cry.
That's
Wow.
not on the video.
That's real friendship.
Then we cut from the video. We keep our faces. We never cry.
This was a real friendship. But
Yeah, it was very touching.
really
All the
nice.
rituals. It was so touching.
So yeah, thank you very much. Heartiest thanks for joining for my and Pallavi's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
will
was
forever
also-
keep us in our
Everyone
memories.
needs to go to India once in their life.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mhm.
Thanks, Diana and Sasha.